Hello, hello there, my crafty friends. It's Candy here from sweetstamper.com. This is actually take 2. I deleted take 1 because it was not working. So I was trying, I have a different camera angle and I'm going to see how this works for me. I thought I could talk to you a little bit and then flip the camera down, but that was not working. So I'm experimenting a little bit here and I appreciate your patience. I also ran just a couple of minutes late today. So welcome to Coffee with Candy, and this has been a series I've been running all week. Okay, let's see. This has been a series I have been running all week, and it's been fun. This was my time slot that works to be able to visit with you every day, Monday through Friday. So 7 p.m. is my regular Thursday night time slot. I definitely can't do Monday through Friday at 7. So this was the time that worked, and I think it works for a few of you who've been able to join with me live. And as you can see, I've got a bunch of things to share with you by way of review. And then, as promised, I'm doing a 3D project with you today. So let's get started. I don't think I need this here. Okay. Like I said, this is a different camera view, but I think it's going to work and we'll see. Okay. Monday through Friday, we have been working with our new in colors. These are the colors that will debut on May the 6th. If you're a demonstrator, we have already been able to purchase these in our new catalog pre-order, which has been fabulous and lots of fun, and we've been digging into that. This card has all 5 of our incoming in colors: Secret Sea, Strawberry Slush, Darling Duckling, Timid Tiger, and Cloud Cover. So on day 1, which was Monday, we looked at Cloud Cover, and this was actually from last week's shaker card, faux shaker demonstration I did on Thursday night stamping. This is a great color combo using Cloud Cover with Secret Sea and Petunia Pop with a little bit of Shy Shamrock thrown in. And then what I've been doing each day is giving you one color combo, which incorporates one of our outgoing in colors that are retiring with our new incoming in colors. Because if you're like me, we have purchased our in colors from 2 years ago. We've been using them and we want to continue to use them. And while you probably already have some great color combos you've been using, I wanted to give you some that would incorporate the new in colors. So that is where we are. Now, day 2, this is actually I could use for today as well because we were focusing on Darling Duckling, and this has a lot of Timid Tiger, which is my focus today. So this was our Darling Duckling focus. This was my new card. I gave you a color combo and demonstrated this. Look how beautiful Darling Duckling works with Wild Wheat. It's just a match made in heaven. If you bring in some Misty Moonlight, it's just a really great color combo. Hey, Kimmy, thank you for joining me live. Yesterday, we looked at Secret Sea. Now, Secret Sea works great with Bubble Bath. And I think I'm going to have to sneeze. Excuse me. It is a perfect match with Cloud Cover. I mean, Cloud Cover and Secret Sea, they just are very happy together. This is one of our new designer series paper, Something Florals. And it's a great, it has all of our new in colors in it. I think I'm going to, excuse me. Wow. Not like you can control sneezing. So here again is our Secret Sea with Cloud Cover and a little bit of that Timid Tiger and a little bit of, I think that's Lost Lagoon thrown in there. And then last but not least, we had Secret Sea. Looks really good with Basic Beige. And this is just one of our new designer series papers that's coming out. Hey, Kelly, welcome and thank you for the blessings. I got some spring allergies going here. Yesterday, I gave you this color combo of Moody Mauve with Secret Sea, and it looks really good with that. And then we brought in some Petal Pink as well. I will say these little sparkle gems had been around and they're already gone. So as the week has been going on, little by little, the outgoing in colors have been disappearing from the online store as they sell out. This paper you can still get. Okay, today we are going to look at Timid Tiger. Now, this is a swap I received, and you can see it looks really good with, I think that this is probably Summer Splash. I thought it was Lost Lagoon in that other card, but this is Summer Splash. So this is from Holly Batia, I think. And then this is one that I had done, and this is that Pillar Fun Fold. And I paired Timid Tiger with Secret Sea and Petal Pink, and a little bit of Misty Moonlight thrown in. So today, hey, Paulina, I'm so glad you are here. Yeah, Kimmy, you are right that Secret Sea is incredibly, incredibly versatile. And Linda is here after a hospital procedure. Well, I'm glad that we can help you recover a little bit. Now, I'm going to grab a tissue. Hang on. Okay. There we go. That's better. Now, today, my color scheme is going to be, and I ran a little bit behind because I was actually searching for dyes I never did find. I was using last night and kind of changed gears for my plan for today. But c'est la vie, I will find them at some point. I know that never happens to you. So I am going to use Timid Tiger with Mossy Meadow and Boho Blue and Basic Beige. So that's going to be my color scheme. We are going to start with this piece of Designer Series paper in Basic Beige. I believe this is called Woven Textures, something like this. It has really nice, these are all very neutral patterns. I think it has like pecan pie and Basic Beige and maybe early espresso in it. Really great neutrals and good for what we're making today, which is a little box. Now, we all have tons of paper and we need to be using it. So I figured this box would help you use your paper. This also works well, and I'll show you over here with our what do you call it? Two-tone cardstock. The two-tone cardstock is kind of a thickness between our Designer Series paper, thicker than that, but not as thick as our regular cardstock. So it actually works really well for a lighter weight box, and that's what I'm making today. Now, I will have the inspiration sheet for you. I released 3 of them this morning in my emails. Or my email, I should say. So if you're on my email list, you got that. Now, whenever you're using Designer Series paper with your Simply Scored, you want to make sure that you use the fat tip and not the skinny tip. The skinny tip is great for your cardstock. It will actually, if you press too hard, it will slice right through your designer paper. And that's why this fat tip is here. Now I'm going to score on, this is a 7x10 piece, and I'm scoring at 1 inch, and then at 4.5, 5.5, and then 9. I think that's in the wrong place. That should be at 9. Let me double check my measurements before I totally botch things up. Yeah, 9 inches, and I put it in the wrong, I put my little marker, okay, in the right spot. It's just a little bit, I think my marker's wearing out, getting a little bit wonky. Now I'm going to turn it the other way, and I'm going to score at 1 inch here, and I want 1 inch here, and since it's a 7-inch piece, I'm just going to go to 6. Okay, so that's all my scoring done. And if you make boxes very much at all, actually, I use this for all of my scoring, even for like my Fun Fold cards. I always score my card bases. I just find this a lot easier. I keep it out all the time than using my my paper trimmer, because that's just the way I run, but it kind of depends on your space available too. Okay. Now, I am going to fold all of my score lines in. And I will say I did this strategically. This was a little bit pale for what I wanted. And so wherever you're scoring, you want to fold in. And the way I was taught, and always remember it, is you want to hide the worm. So where that little ridge is coming up, you want to hide that. And you can see I'm just scoring really well on all of my fold lines because this is a softer box. It's done on a piece of designer series paper. I shouldn't say a softer box. It's a lighter weight box. I need to make sure that my score lines are creased really, really well. And here, okay. Now, I'm also going to do these both sides because this is going to be the hinge or the spine of my box, because it's going to be almost like a little book. And I like to make sure that that particular piece is really scored well. Okay, Kimmy has Hide the Hump from Gray's Class. All right. Now, I am going to, on the long side, I want to cut all of these little guys, and I like to cut them at an angle. So if you sew, or if you grew up sewing like I did, we would call that a mitered corner. And it just makes it fold in much, much nicer. And when you have a really heavily patterned piece like this, you have to really kind of feel to find your way here, because it's kind of like India eye strain. It's, holy cow, can't see where the creases are. But that's where I want to. Now, on this particular box, you're not cutting anything out because this is going to be both the top and the bottom of my box. And this is actually a really nice sized box. And like I said, a great way to use some of your patterned paper and have a little bit more to fill it, a little bit more space to fill up than some of our tiny little treat boxes. So I like to have both in my arsenal. It's good to have different sizes. And like I said, I will send this out via email with all of the measurements so that you have them and you can download that easily. Okay, now I am going to, you can see now how nice that looks. I am going to use my Seal Plus. I prefer to use this versus tear and tape whenever I can. Basically because I'm a lazy stamper and I don't want to have to mess with tearing it off. Just full disclosure here. Okay, this is going to go over here for my stamping in a few minutes. Okay, let's create the top and bottom of the box first, and then that's going to tell us how we're going to bring this together. So you can see how that's going to go like so, and like so. And now recognize that because I've mitered that, you don't want to put that all the way to the edge. You know, you've got a little bit of, you need to bring it a little bit angled. Well, not angled, but you see what I'm saying, where you don't want the edges to meet on this. And the other thing I like about this versus the tear and tape is you can see how I can lift it a little bit. Now, once it dries or sets, you can't, but I do like that ability. Now, this is why I double scored this or double folded that, because I want that to be nice and easy to open and close. Now, I'm gonna come over here and put some more Seal Plus. So Seal Plus is just stronger than our regular seal, really good for box making and anything where you're having like extra heft. Sometimes on our thicker ribbons and things, it's really good as well. Now, one of these is going to be the top and one of these is going to be the bottom, and I think it honestly is best to just fold it up and see which way it likes to go, because your paper will have a natural fall to it. That actually is folding up beautifully, just like that. Let me try this way. and see if this is easier on the fold. Gosh, they're both really good. Okay, I don't think it matters on this one. Sometimes it does, and you can see where it naturally wants to go in one direction or the other. Okay, a little bit more here. So now if I fold my box like so, and that's gonna go there, and that's gonna go there, and now I have my little box. Now, I did one of these in this color. This is the red, real red, what do you call it? Two-tone cardstock. Just to show you, I've got a little hand cream in here, a chapstick, and a couple of little chocolates. So that kind of gives you an idea about the scale, the size of the box I have. Now, I could fill the whole thing with chocolate, but this actually would be a really nice gift for Mother's Day. And that's what I'm thinking about, kind of the method in my madness here. The reason I went in this direction today was I thought, okay, if you have some women that you want to appreciate, my mother and my mother-in-law have long passed, but I have a daughter and a daughter-in-law. Now my daughter-in-law lives here for at least for a little bit longer, and then she's moving at the end of June. My daughter lives in Virginia, and then I have a goddaughter up in Idaho that I want to be able to send something to. This actually would be really nice to even just mail. Now I would need a box to mail it in, but nice size to do that with. Okay, now I am going to use Grateful Blessings. I'm going to do You Are Loved. I could do Happy Mother's Day, but I wanted to do this. And then I'm doing the Pretty Florals. Now this is one of our new annual catalog stamp sets. This is the one I have the dies. I was working with the dies last night. Cannot figure out where I put them. So this is where we are. Okay, now these are my colors, and you can see how the Timid Tiger and Boho Blue are working ever so nicely with that basic beige. And then I'm going to bring in a little bit of Mossy Meadow for my stems and leaves. So let's start at the bottom with You Are Loved, and using my Boho Blue. I will say this is probably my favorite of the outgoing in colors. Boho Blue is really, really easy to love. I'm going to miss it terribly. I wouldn't be surprised to see it come back at some point. You know, right now our incoming in colors, it's a lot of ins. Hey Sharon, I'm glad you're here today. They are Strawberry Slush was an in color about 10 years ago. So that gives me hope that I might see Boho Blue again. Now, again, if you're not like a business building demonstrator, you use Boho Blue until it totally runs out, and that is fine and dandy. That's what you should do. But those of us who run classes, I'm not going to keep using Boho Blue in my classes because people can't buy it anymore. But the method in my madness this week was to give you some extra ideas on how to use your retiring in colors with some of these new in colors. Now this is Mossy Meadow, very strong green and very dark. It's actually one of our neutrals. And I could have stamped off first, but I actually like that strong color. I think it's gonna work well for me. Now I'm gonna come in with Timid Tiger. And this time I am gonna need to stamp off. Let me grab my scrap paper. Let's just do this for lack of something better at the moment. Here is our Timid Tiger. I never met an orange I didn't like. I really love this color. It's much softer than some of our other oranges. I should have brought the different cardstocks over here to do a comparison for you, but I didn't. Maybe I'll do that before we finish. Okay, I am going to stamp these flowers in Timid Tiger, and this just nestles right on top there really nicely. Yes. And then I'm going to come in with the fill in stamp, and this is the one I'm going to stamp off, because if I stamp it right on there, you won't be able to see the detail underneath there. And you'll see here how, I mean, it's, you know, when you're doing the ink, it's pretty strong. So now I am going to angle that a little bit so I can just nestle that in, put it in nice and snug. Isn't that pretty? And you see how that works so nicely there. Okay, now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna clean my stamp, and then I'm gonna layer these up, and I'm gonna put a little bit of this Basic Beige ribbon. Now this is, we have the stitched one that carried over. This is one that is new, and it's, I think it's called Classic Ribbon. It's much more like a fine linen. It ties so nicely. You are going to love it. So let me grab my regular old seal. I could just keep using my Seal Plus. And honestly, I think, I don't know, there's like $1, $2 difference between the Seal and the Seal Plus. I have some friends, and that's all they use, is they use Seal Plus for everything. I do go back and forth between Seal and Seal Plus, and I'll tell you why. I actually have a very heavy hand with my stamping and with my Seal, and I just push hard. I'm a masher. And I find that the Seal Plus sometimes, it will, if you push too hard, it will grab and kind of tear up your cardstock if you push too hard. So you have to have a light hand with it, and I don't have a light hand. So just keeping it real here. So I think as with anything, you know, practice makes perfect. And I do think, just like the regular Seal, there was a little bit of a learning curve with it. Once I mastered it, oh my goodness, I absolutely love it. It is much stronger than our, you know, some people said, well, why did we not have, you know, the snail that we used to have? But you know, the reality is there were a lot of people that struggled with snail, not because it was difficult to use, but it tended to not be as strong as we wanted it to be. Now, I think some of that depended on the humidity levels where you live, but it was definitely not as strong. Seal is much stronger and much thicker. It's a little bit more viscous in nature, and I really, really like it. Okay, now this is going to go like so. You are loved. Now I'm going to put just a little bit of, I think I'm going to tie a knot in here. What do you think about my color combo? Timid Tiger with Boho Blue, Basic Beige, and a little bit of Mossy Meadow thrown in. Oh yeah, that's going to work nicely. And I did pop this up on dimensionals. And truth be told, my recipient, if they really wanted to, could actually treat this as card candy. What is card candy? Card candy is basically a little element that you can use to put on a card. So my recipient could actually quite easily take this off the card or off my box and use it on a card when they have finished with their box. Now, I am going to use the Timid Tiger. These are the flat pearls. I love these. Let me see how I want to do them. Do I want to scatter them, or do I want to put them? Oh, I'm going to put them at the base of these flowers. I think that's going to be a nice look, because there's already a lot going on. And when there's a lot going on, I don't necessarily want, you know, my little typical, I like to have my embellishments kind of raining down with a little bit of shine. So that, ladies and gentlemen, is my sweet little box. Has very soft colors, and Basic Beige with Timid Tiger and Boho Blue with a little bit of Mossy Meadow thrown in. I hope this box will be a blessing to you and that you can use this for some of your gift giving and just a little something. I think also you probably could fit a pair of fuzzy socks in here, which would be fun. I think this is also a really nice size for if you are giving something to a senior. You could actually, this is a nice size. Some of us have loved ones at senior centers or nursing homes and such, and this would be a really nice one to take in that setting and put a little something in here. And my finished box size is 5 by 3.5, so that you have that scale. But I think this kind of helps you see as well what you can fit in here. So that is it for today. Thank you so much for stopping by. Tomorrow we are going to finish out our In Color Focus with Strawberry Slush. I saved Strawberry Slush for last, partly because Strawberry Slush is very easy to love. And okay, so Sharon is glad I used the stamp set. You know, I was playing with the dies last night, like I said, not in conjunction with the stamps. I was using just the dies, and I've laid them somewhere, and I can't find them. So yeah, I think there's, this is one of those mega sweets, and there's a lot to love in those, in the stamps and the dies and all of these fun goodies. This is going to be a lot of fun to work with. I almost went with these flowers here, which you could easily do these flowers, but I wanted to bring in a new stamp set as well because I am doing a bit of sneak peek, not just with the colors, but also with some of the products. So yeah, Gloria, saving the best for last. Everybody's in love with Strawberry Slush. Okay, thanks again for tuning in. Don't forget to follow me here on Facebook. And I will be here again tonight at 7. We're going to do more shaker cards. So last week I did faux shaker cards. Tonight I'm doing a traditional shaker card. And that is at 7 for my Thursday night stamping. Thank you very much for being here. If you are on YouTube, I would love for you to give me a thumbs up and a subscribe to my channel with the little bell so that you get notification of when I post something. And yeah, here on Facebook, give me a follow. And of course, hearts are always appreciated. Thanks again for tuning in. Take care and God bless.